Hi everyone, it is Laurence here and welcome to this week's episode of LMTV. And this week we're going to be talking about your magic number inside Facebook. So this is all about making sure that your campaigns stay and remain profitable. So there is a particular number that you need to be aiming for inside your campaign. And when you hit that number, you know that you are being profitable. And when you're kind of not hitting that number, then something needs to change. And that number is different for every single business. And this video is about finding out exactly what that number is for you to ensure that you stay profitable throughout all of your Facebook campaigns. So it does involve a small amount of maths, so stay with me. But the first question that we need to understand is, question number one, is the 30-day value of a lead. What is your 30-day value of a lead? Hopefully you guys can see that. So in this example, let's use a lead generation campaign as an example. So that's what I do generally for myself and for my clients as well. Lead generation. So let's stick with the lead generation example for the purpose of this video. So what is your 30-day value of a lead? So what I mean by this is how much is a lead worth to you in a 30-day window. And the way that you can easily work this out is understanding how many leads you got in the last 30 days and then how much revenue those leads generated in that 30-day period. So let's say, for example, we generated 100 leads, and those 100 leads resulted in £1,000 worth of income. Therefore, the value per lead is £10. You've got a £10 value per lead. So that is number one. So that now you know that every lead that you generate is worth £10 to you, for example. So what you need to do is figure out how many leads you generated in the previous 30 days and then how much revenue those leads generated, and then divide the two, and then you will get your value per lead. So in this example, we've got a value per lead of £10. And now question number two is how much are you willing to spend? How much are you willing to spend to generate that £10 value? So there's no right or wrong answer here. It varies from kind of business to business, person to person. But the question you need to ask yourself is how much are you willing to spend to generate that £10 lead? Because what we're looking to do here is get your magic number so that your campaigns remain profitable. So some people are willing to spend 50% of the value per lead. Some are willing to spend 100, and some might even be willing to spend 110% of the value per lead. So if you're willing to spend 50%, you'd be willing to spend £5 per lead. If it was 100%, you'd be willing to spend £10 per lead. If it was 110, you'd be willing to spend £11 per lead. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would somebody pay 110% or even 100% of the value per lead? And that's because people with certain business models, there is revenue that's generated after the 30-day window. So they could be willing to take a kind of, possibly even take a loss on the first month in order to generate revenue in month 2 and month 3 and month 4 and so on. So it's different for every single business owner here, but what you need to understand in order to make sure that your campaigns remain profitable and you can remove the emotion from your campaigns is to understand how much you're willing to spend to generate a particular lead. So let's say, for example, that we are willing to spend 50% of our value per lead to generate a lead. So that means that we're willing to spend £5 to generate leads. So here's the really simple part. So let's say, for example, if you're running a campaign, you know that your target cost per lead is £5. Now you are able to make clear, kind of unemotional decisions as to whether your campaign is successful or not. Because what tends to happen is you get stuck in a little bit of a rut where you think, oh, I'll leave this campaign running for a little bit longer, I'll try and turn it around, I'll try and drop the cost per lead, I'll see if something changes, I'll see if I can make some tweaks and see if I can improve things. And you run campaigns for much longer than you should. You run unprofitable campaigns much longer than you should. So this is designed to make it stand out that maybe your ad set, your campaign needs turning off. So what I like to do is, if I reach for my coloured pens here, is use a traffic light system. So I will do this here. So we've got red, and red means stop. We've got green, and green means go. And then we have orange. And we'll get to what orange means in a second. But so let's say we're looking at our campaign. We're looking down and we're seeing different adverts, and we're seeing the cost per lead. We're seeing the number of leads that this advert is generating and the cost that it's costing us to generate that lead through that particular advert. So if, let's say for example, there's an advert and it is coming in at, instead of, our target is £5 per lead, but it's coming in at £15 per lead, then what we do is we give that a big red mark. So let's say for example 15, I don't know if you guys can see that, you can. At £15 we can turn that ad set off. Let's say for example we've got adverts, leads coming in at £2. Well, that would be good and we can carry that on. But let's say that something is coming in at £5.20. What do we do there? Well, this is where we can optimize. We can optimize our adverts to try and reduce that cost per lead for that particular advert. So, I mean, there's a plethora of things that you can do to reduce your cost per lead, to optimize your advert. One example would be to change the image. So that's probably carries the most weight in terms of the success of an advert, is the image. So let's say for example a lead is coming in, an advert is bringing a cost per lead of £5.20, then we might change the image and tweak things slightly to see if we can reduce that cost per lead and bring it under the £5 mark. So this video is all about finding your magic number so that your campaigns remain profitable based on your value per lead, and to remove the emotion, to basically give you a reference point, i.e. £5 per lead in this example, a reference point so you know not to continue with adverts that aren't performing well, and you know what to do with adverts that are kind of nearly hitting the mark, and then those that are doing really well. So anything that's green, obviously you would scale up, and again, there's lots of different ways that you can scale. This video isn't really the kind of time or place to go into how to scale winning adverts, but green you would scale, orange you would optimize, and red you would stop. So it's all about finding your magic number and then taking the emotion out of the campaign and just working with the raw data that Facebook gives you. So I hope this video helps. I hope it helps you run profitable Facebook campaigns, and I will see you in the next episode of LMTV. Thanks for watching.